Burna start are probably my two least favorite. Oh, we are off.
Yeah, no sword from Uncle. If you would have a sword, we would know it yet. And a mirror that will speed up the escape sequence by at least a bit.
Got a couple of very quick map checks there.
I saw a red pendant on Eastern and a normal crystal on Desert. I didn't catch Sharon in time.
Oh, and Uncle giving us hammer today. That's a excellent start.
Yeah, hammer doing temper damage, but the hitbox isn't quite the same, so you need to be a bit more careful, but you do a lot of damage.
Absolutely. And yes, it looks like we have Luz using the Cerno sprite, P-Train and Link Force using one of the alternative Link sprites. And Ravis is helping us as a Jet Seed, as they seem to be using Sonic.
And our first item in the escape is just a heart container. Nice to have early heads just to not die every time.
A little bit of lag just because of syncing.
Yeah, unfortunately not every racer has the same internet with the same speed, with perfect same timing, so it's necessary to do it. Getting that needed key, and then we need to have this key before the Dark Sewer's chest, otherwise we wouldn't be able to get to the back, to the sanctuary.
Hammer makes easy work of that guard. Nothing good in the Zelda's chest, though.
And all three first racers remembering that they got the mirror.
Definitely saves some time from having to walk all the way back around.
We also see a few people starting to farm a bit for bombs. No luck so far.
Oh,
Link Force, please remember the mirror. And there we got some bombs on P-Train's side.
Another full piece of heart in the dark chest room.
Yeah, already 5 hearts going to the back of his cave. That's a bit more than usual. Ravis is searching for that bomb pickup, and we got Quake and a map in the back of Escape.
Always useful finding a medallion. We never quite know if we're going to need those or not.
Well, let's hope for Ravis that he will find either the glove early or we will not need Quake succeed, because otherwise he will have to come back here. Well, I guess that's an early glove if I've seen some. Ravis? Okay, Ravis.
Gloves already.
Well, we are now a moonful away from Darkwood access. That's interesting, to be honest. Hammer on Uncle is usually an indication for quite an early Darkwood access.
Nothing good in the secret forest. Last words. To answer the question in chat, Link Force forgot they had mirror.
At least they got the bomb to pick up so they can check out back of escape though.
With one bomb, the majority of our players here are able to go straight into Blind's hideout.
Yeah, and another little thing, this the fortune teller screen directly south of Lost Woods has a few bomb pickups if you know them. Either bomb rocks on the left side or a 50-50 under one of the stones, and we saw a few of our runners use that one.
Blind's hideout not giving us all that much good today. Blue mail, always useful.
P-Train getting unlucky and doesn't find any bombs, and will have to come back here if he wants that last item.
Looks like Link Force doing some bomb farming.
Oh, that item, I hope P-Train comes back for that, because it's a mids.
Ooh, boots.
Bravest will love those blue boots, just going fast, and there's a spot. Linkforce? Linkforce is going for the Lumberjack check right now. We didn't saw that one.
This will be useful. He'll be the only one with knowledge of if Aghanim is going to be required or not. And just 10 arrows, not
Yes.
today.
And with all the items we found, we know that Lumberjack is definitely not required.
just 20 bucks in the library.
And did you check the race cam? I didn't saw her.
Just bombs in the mazers.
Well, I guess if you already went all that way, you can fill up at this point.
Very true.
And Ravens, with the boots he got and the myths, they decided, hey, Kingston probably will also go for Bonk Rocks and Back of Escape, maybe?
Perhaps. King's Tomb not giving us anything interesting.
Ravens remembering that the last chest must be the map. Good play on him. And Bonk Rocks giving us some more bombs.
Getting our first South Shore check here. Ravis heading towards the dam.
Quickly answer a question in chat. There are 20 entrants for this race, so we only got those 4 on the stream, so yeah, we will feature those guys, but there will be other runners as well.
Flippers, interesting.
Now Sonic can finally go through the water without drowning every 5 seconds. Ravis did set up a quick water walk setup. You will be able to just walk on water here. It's not as much of a sequence break because he got the flippers, but he could use the water walk to, well, check the waterfall ferry without the flippers or moonfall.
A lot of bombs early on in this seed.
Just sets the progression even better.
Being able to water walk does make it a lot faster than swimming everywhere, at least.
Well, the speed of swimming, if you do it Well, it isn't that much slower than dashing, but swimming is hard, so I don't want to do it ever.
Oh,
Hi,
and
Paul.
Merrill and Waterfall Cave.
With that, we can go do whatever we want, pretty much.
With the Moonfall found and Hammer, Aka 1 is pretty much off of the table here. Because we can make our way over to East Dark World very easily.
Yeah, and Rave is taking the hammer, glove, and Moonpearl and checks the hype cave first.
Good move. 5 items in here. Hype
I would
Cave,
say not hype.
Ash and Hearts.
There's a map check, Thief Town, and Maya red crystals, and pendant ice and green pendant turtle rock.
Hmm. P-Train having issues getting into the upper room.
Yeah, those statue pushing can sometimes be a bit unnecessarily hard. Rave is coming from the source of Bridge of the Outcast, can directly check the Smith on his way there.
Some nice hammer dashing makes it much more quicker to check the peg cave. Oh, our first bottle.
Conveniently, Thicket is just on the next screen and a mirror away. Linkforce looks like he's going to Sarshwala and Eastern instead of the Dark World.
A double
Well,
loopy horde in the back of Sasahala's closet.
the Zoro money was never so easy to get.
Looks like P-Train picked up the red boomerang somewhere. I didn't quite catch where.
Well, I think the red boomerang was either in the Womble hut or in the C-shape house. I'm not quite sure though. But we got this miscellaneous category coming up, and we just got word that the poll is up. So we got 5% or dungeons inverted or overworld glitches. I personally would go for overworld glitches, but I know a lot of people don't like that. Well, at least not playing it.
Indeed, vote on what you'd like to watch and or participate in tonight. Have we seen any of our players check a hit tile yet?
I don't think so. The first hint we even saw was the one on Illos, and I didn't saw him going back for checking it. He might check it after doing the bombs. So,
Possibly.
chat says unique item in Mimic Cave, and yeah, we see it on P-Trade's screen right now.
Yeah, that's a very interesting hint because I believe the list of what it considers to be unique items is pretty small.
Yeah, like swords or mana plates aren't unique items because there are multiple of them in the seed. So it could be ice rod. We don't need that. It could be the fire rod. It could be the hook shot or the bow.
A loose finding lamp in the chest next to one.
Well, that's logical. There's mountain access now.
Getting our first Zora check. Just $20.
All that Zoro money for 20 rupees. And at 24 minutes, we got our first crystal on either screen, beating Thief's Town. Just remembering, don't take this frog out of its cage before going to the digging game. That's a really, really bad choice to do.
Digging game not giving us too much useful, but at least the item was found quickly.
And Raver's now also gotten his red boomerang of the thief-shaped house. Did Raver skip checking for the bumper cave ledge?
Graveyard Cliff Cave.
I meant the bumper ledge, but yeah, he's going to graveyard ledge right now. Ui, it's a spot. We can now go and do Aghanim. Or not.
The very unrequired Aghanim. Just a piece
Wow.
of heart up on Bumper Ledge.
Heartbeat from Thicket as well, so a lot of hearts early on in the seed. We are not even 30 minutes in and we already got 11 hearts on the Raver's screen right now.
Always useful to have a good amount of hearts. Do Aga for the hint tile. Oh, chat. You have such interesting ideas.
Well, Hinter could tell us that there is the bow on Trinex.
It's true. Elise forgetting he can't dash with the chest?
Nah, he just wanted to leave the chest behind, so well, he could dash just to the escape and then go back and pick up the chest again.
That's true. Ravis giving us our first look on Death Mountain.
Yeah, and with the mirror, we can actually go ahead and clear out pretty much the entire thing. The only thing we can't do is the hookshot cave. Well, we can do at least one chest in the hookshot cave, and try our luck for the rest. And we get the second bottle from the Spectacle Rock Cave.
Ravis getting
yeah.
the hint about the purple chest unlock right as P-Train and Elise turn it in.
Yeah, for Ravis, that's actually a good hint because I think he did Smith, but he didn't do the purple chest itself.
I'm fairly sure he did not. Now that he knows that, he knows it's a useless check. Saves some good bit of time.
Raves, instead of going for the rest of this mountain, deciding to go to the Eastern Palace area now. Interesting.
Very interesting, especially since we can go up to Hera and cross over with the Hammerer to the other side, leaving behind a positive smorgasbord of items. He just tells you to bring me the green pendant.
Randall Sashra that tells you he wants the green pendant and tells you what dungeon the green pendant is in, which we already know is Third Rock. Yeah, there was some cash in the Sashra's closet. Piece of heart held with the fishes. That would be catfish at this point.
Either catfish or I think that might be the dam hit sunken treasure.
I thought it's a bit differently mentioned, but I could see that. To answer the question, chat, yes, it could also be the Zora item, but we already know that the Zora item is 20 rupees. And Ray was picking up the second crystal. Tower of Hera done. ₹20 on the floating island, and it was don't fall, don't fall. Okay, don't fall, please.
Mulder, I'm not very cooperative with Luce here.
And there is a bow. At least no one of our racers ran to Eastern Palace at the beginning.
That does open up Pod without having to worry about doing the potion glitch.
And of course we can finish up Eastern Palace if we need any items out of there. Because please don't die, please don't get hit anymore, just kill it. He came through. With 1 heart left. And chat telling us the hint from hero was held by the fishes can only mean catfish or Zora, so you know catfish has a heart piece.
Ravis having issues setting up the bonk to be able to check that bottom chest and hook shark cage.
Yeah. It's interesting. You can't, of course, press A and while looking towards the skull because it would pick up the skull. So you need to look to the side or away from the skull at least, and press A and then dash turn, doing before you start the dash. It looks like we are going to see a little sequence break here from Gravis. We don't have any invulnerability items, so it's not in logic to do Strike Cap at this point.
He does have both a blue potion and a red potion. But just for his trouble.
So I guess that means our next progression is either on the pyramid or in Path of Darkness.
Chest bombs on pyramid. Ledge, that is.
And it looks like Ravis is going for Path of Darkness. We know the catfish play would be wrong, so he makes the right one. At least a good one at this point in time.
Looks like P-Train's gonna give hovering another shot.
Yeah, if you can have a and it try to lose one. Only try it once, because if you fail it more than once, you lose so much time. P-Train, please stop. Okay, why isn't the pot on Rave's screen broken? I don't understand. Game bad.
Half magic in the fresh chest and pod.
The Face of Darkness Center was really useful. It was nicely colored green, and with that we know we don't need to care about it. Flute in Face of Darkness. With that we now know that the vanilla big key chest isn't just a key.
Opting to skip the other two chests in the front of Meyer.
Yeah, we already got the two non-keys that can be in the front of Palace of Darkness, so makes complete sense to not check them yet, and you just grab the one key you need for when you go to the boss. Tempered.
Palace of Darkness, very nice to us today.
Yeah, with that flute we can find out what medallion is required for Misery Maya, but we still need a few more items to finish the seed, even if we got that medallion.
Tempered and flute looks like the only two things we really tempered flute and half magic. Pardon me, the three good things we got out of pod today, from the looks of it.
Well, that's already more than I would wish from Paths of Darkness sometimes, so I'm fine with that.
Now, having silvers would be useful for the upcoming fight, but
While we are now for a moment not going to see a lot of new things, I would like to give a good thanks to our two trackers, Literary Jen and Red Arima. They are doing great work so that we know what we are talking about.
the scene feels like it's been fairly linear so far. Like some slight divergence in routing, but for the most part, every right after each other.
Yeah, we didn't have that much possibilities for diversions. There wasn't ever two places that were really good open, and once you got to the one that was good open, you got the next one that gives you the next location. Ravens deciding to go into Eastern Palace. I want to see something in here just because we got the bow, but it could be that the flute just leads us to the Maya Shed and Maya area in general. Well,
Well,
that's a supersonic.
red mail is always a nice upgrade to find. Did P-Train somehow not manage to pick up?
Oh, B-Train has the Master Sword. I guess the tracker just ate another input. Trackers love to eat the inputs, so please remind our trackers if they see something like that. Nice and easy.
No, I don't think P-Train checked Graveyard Cave. That's why he's only on a Master Sword. I think,
Uh, Outside of Graves, no one by now checked the Gravelet. Oh, I think Linkforce also would have to have checked that at this point because he's also on Master Sword.
true.
So far, Eastern Palace was a whole bunch of nothing.
Which is unfortunate when it's a pendant dungeon and not a green pendant dungeon either at that.
Yeah, but we still don't know that pedestal item, and that pedestal item could still be something like the hookshot. I think it can only be the hookshot or the Maya medallion at this point.
It's true. For being 15 minutes in, a lot of empty inventory spaces for the seed. Well, finding the last sword upgrade on Armos Knights there.
Well, I would guess that Delos and P-Train will love to get that sword upgrade, so that's fine.
That's true. Please rise for the National Hellion Anthem.
We even got the sound on the second try. Quake for Misery Maya. We can enter it and we can complete it. But we can complete Desert Palace, which we can also enter with the mirror. Bombs on the desert ledge.
We can enter Misery Mire, but we can't fully complete the dungeon.
Chat talking about the volcano in Vanilla Misery Maya? I don't like that. Let's see it. Oh, a shield against tower, which means we will not have the Shroud shield before that.
And it's possible in the hunt for the big key we'll still find that shield.
Chat again talking about pedestal and the possibilities. At this point we are down to hookshot on pedestal because, well, we got the Maya medallion and everything else is required for pendant dungeons.
Did we see both items on the out of desert? Or are we expecting something off of Manmolas?
I think we only saw a 20 rupees so far and boost dungeon items. But no, we only saw the compass, not the map so far. And that is 10 arrows. We don't need those 10 arrows. At this point, I'm questioning what is left.
The only thing we can technically check part of Swamp, and we can technically check part of Misery and Mire. Both dungeons aren't actually completable, but
Yeah, we can't even enter Ice Palace or Turtle Rock because we need items for boost. And Ravis says, I'm here, let's do Maya first.
and don't forget, people that do play Link to the Past Randomizer and have an interest in what tonight's mode is going to be, the poll does close at, I believe, 4 p.m. So if you haven't voted, get over there and do it.
So far, the key and the compass out of Misery Maya, nothing major for now.
We did not find the very handy hint about Meyer fire-locked items, which can happen.
Hookshot and Maya, woo! That's a nice hint. Let's find it in the next chest, so that it was completely useless.
That does completely open up swamp for us, though.
Well, it could technically still be like hookshot on Vitreous, and the cane is in left side swamp.
That's
Could still
true.
be possible. So with that, we will soon probably only look for the fire as our and the red cane for our last two items. So with that hookshot now, we are definitely going to Swamp Palace. There is no other reasonable check at this point.
At this point, Samani is really the only thing our players here are missing. Fire Rod would be nice just in case the big key in Ganon's tower is fire locked on the right side, but
Well, we will need the fire rod either way because what is a crystal?
oh, that's right, Swords is a crystal. I apologize. I got Ice Palace and Swords mixed.
A piece of art is said by someone friendly. Yeah, we already know that a piece of art is on catfish.
Um, I'm trying to remember what all my hits say. Oops.
I'm going to get himself a heart piece.
Hookshot Cave revealed to not have very much of interest in there. Looks like Ravis is opting to skip left side swamp here.
Well, he will first check the boss, hoping he finds the items on the way. He still might have to come back, because we don't have much left after this bookshop cave, I guess. And it looks like P-Train picked up his fourth sword right now. To quickly answer a question in chat, the hookshot was in Missouri Mire, so we will probably find the cane somewhere soon and then have to double dip Mire.
So, Silvers and Fire Rod in the flooded room in Swamp.
Well, I guess that will open up the back of the woods. I don't think we found these items in the front of the woods.
I believe you are correct. I believe that means the only item we have left to find is Cane of Samaria.
Yeah, and that pretty much means we will not need to go into Tidal Rock at all. Hitting Argos with a silver arrow, not the easiest task.
Looks like Ravis opted to skip left side entirely now. I know he was missing map at a minimum from the looks of his last inventory check while in the palace, so.
And he also did found the big key, so the big chest was also skipped.
Alright.
Link was picking up his last sword and the pendant from Eastern Palace.
Commentary's not dead.
Yeah. We're still here, and chat just bring up the possibility of ice palace. We found the nice little fire rod outside of Woods. It also, of course, unlocks ourselves a bit more cool places.
That's true, as Palace is technically doable at this point, and there is the possibility some areas are in there.
Yeah.
Mathula dropping the big key.
Always not nice to see that.
Which means we will have to go back and particularly double check. I don't think we've actually seen both items out of School Woods.
Well, Ravens checked a lot of chests. Checked the chests below the bridge with Formosera, so I think he at least didn't check beforehand any chests in the woods, so
That's fair.
he doesn't know that. And I see some misconception about the Ice Palace logic. Ice Palace only requires the Cane of Samaria if there's a small key on the boss, and then it only requires the Cane of Samaria for the boss.
Alrighty, just 10 arrows and big key chest in School Woods. Which means School Woods is completely checked, which means Ice Palace check it is.
Yeah, it's pretty much the last thing possible. Or Ravis telling us, no, I'm going to Hookshot Cave.
That's fair. Chat and our wonderful trackers pointing out that there still might be one item left side swamp as well.
Yeah, B-Train could right now go in and say, okay, I check it before going to the boss, and suddenly is ahead if he finds the red cane there.
Nope, P-Train heading back.
B-Train, I was hoping for you.
Let's be honest, no one really wants to check left side swamp unless it's last item location.
Yeah, but then again, if you don't check left side swamp, there is something on left side swamp. If you do check it, there's nothing on left side swamp.
It's true.
And Hookshot Cave having another bottle first, and otherwise is empty.
Cane is required from Zurimaria. You have to put a Samaria block on a button to unlock the door.
Yeah, if cane wouldn't be required for Misery Maya, then no percent energy would be so dumb because we would have to hover through the entirety of Turtle Rock. We pretty much checked everything but a few spaces on the wood and Ice Palace. And Eos is going to show us where the stuff in Ice Palace is. Okay, a unique item requires a Cane of the Marias. Yay!
That's actually a little funny and sad.
Mimic Cave, it doesn't in almost require the kind of Somara, so it's not in the pool for that text yet. For V31, it might be in.
Looks like P-Train's gonna head up into Skull Woods. To answer the question, Ped is dead, but we don't actually know what's on there yet.
Yeah, we know the last item that could have been on there, it was the hookshot, and we found it. And we are still looking for Kane, which can't be on the pedestal because we need it for Turtle Rock.
The Ice Palace giving us a very, very silly hint about boot location.
Yeah, it just needs to make sure that you actually found the boots at the beginning of the seed. And another question in chat, Bumper Cave is just a piece of art.
King's Tomb was checked. Nothing useful. Regina's Cave was also checked. Again, nothing useful.
Yeah, it really comes down to pretty much ice palace at this point, or whatever is an ice palace.
Looks like Mushroom was in Ice Palace.
Yeah, that means we can now check the witch, and one of our runners could say, "Hey, let's take the gamble and go out for that, and find the cane there."
Chat really hoping for a chain quest line here.
Hey, it's chat. What do you expect?
It's true.
And we are seeing Link was really no in Swamp Palace. He could check. Oh no, he doesn't have the hook shot. He will check left side swamp and could find the cane in there.
Is he going to do it? Are we going to get our left side check? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he has no other possibility other than going out here because he doesn't have the cane, the hook shot from Missouri Maya. And there it is in Ice Palace Pictures. I'm sorry, Link Force, but you're wrong.
Alrighty, so we have officially hit go mode. Elise will be bouncing back to Meyer. But at this point, since we did find everything in Meyer already, we can just go straight back.
Yeah, and it was a required double dip into Missouri Maya because the hook shot locked the fire out, which was the access to Ice Palace, which was locking our red cane. Our first item on the left side of Swamp is the map. Link, unfortunately, will have to go complete all the way back up and drop again. It's really annoying, to be honest. And finds the 10 bombs. Free refill, but not needed. So, it is right now in the last dungeon. Ravis will shortly follow her once he picks up the red can in the next chest. And I hope Linkforce doesn't try to go into into Ice Palace without any means to open it. We will see our runners clear out their last crystals. We will see them go ahead and go to the Ganon Tower, and then we will have some numbers in the chat. Those numbers will go towards the big key in Ganon's Tower. There are 22 chests for it. Give us numbers. I want to see numbers. Give me 22s all over the place.
With the habit everyone has of going right side first, I still pick 7. Just means on the torch.
I obviously picked the 22. I want the 22. I want the Tyrone.
While we do have our players all kind of going each other's steps here, we did have our first finisher. Unfortunately, not one of the ones we unfortunately, not one we streamed, but Jim did finish in first at 1 hour, 21 minutes and 51 seconds.
Yeah. While we only have our 4 runners here, Elos, Linkforce, Speedtrain, and Ravis. By the way, give them a follow. They are doing a great job right now. Here, we got 20 entrants in total, so we got quite a lot of more runners in here. So, yeah, if you want to join, you can just join by joining the ALTTP Randomizer Discord and looking out for the announcements in the when they come live in the race race planning channel. Also, if you do want to see a certain mode later on today at 9 p.m., please give that poll a few more hits. We're still waiting for that to compute.
Unfortunately, chat, we're not capable of streaming 21 racers and commentating on all 21 of them, it would literally drive my phone right batty.
Imagine tracking 20 racers. Our two trackers are each tracking is already a lot of to us, so give them a lot of things, and then we get our shield from the hentai that told us that there's a shield in Ganon's tower, and there's another unique item.
Elise did not go right side at all, did they?
I think they checked the Hope room. I didn't keep too much track of it, sadly, so chat will have our numbers. Okay, chat telling us that they got the first two and mirrored out. Is that counting? This should have been our 9th chest.
We'll have our 10 through 13 here in the randomizer room.
My 22 is still in. There's the bugnet. We can now do the best strat for Aghanim 2. Linkforce finally gotten his hook shot. There's the second shield in Ganon's tower. That hinter only taught us of one. Naja.
This is going to be 15, 16, 17 up here.
And that is 17.
That is 17. And I believe what was our...
Also our last bottle, I think.
Finding both shields in G-Tower, though, is... Well, not both shields. Finding 2 of the 3 shields in G-Tower with Butter and Red Mail does make Ganon's Tower much easier.
Yeah, Ganon's tower, especially the gauntlet, can be hard. But with all the offense and defense we got on our runners, I think they will not have any problems. Quickly answer a question in chat. Why Linkforce is so bad, so far behind? A few bad calls and some unlucky decisions that didn't work out this time.
With the boots, the invisible maze room in Ganon's Tower is so much quicker. Link Force going to Swamp Palace, getting his Fire Rod and Silvers.
Also, quite nice execution on arrows right now. Just having 3 hearts, not losing any. Like, not losing any for the last few minutes.
Beautiful.
And our last item of the game is a heart piece.
Useful, not so much when it's the last chest in the game.
I once found the heart piece in the chest that gave me an additional heart while I was at 3 hearts left, so it can be useful. It's not that often.
Oh, that's true.
Some nice geometry knowledge by Illush, some really not nice patterns, but Illush gets through quite well.
Looks like P-Train decided to go back to right side? Oh boy, P-Train.
Well, if he's doing full right, it's faster to do it that way than going through the entire left side.
That's true. Getting some cheese knowledge from Ganon here.
And there's another unique item in 2 unique items on the right side. Single arrow and ice rod. Oh, don't mirror Peter, no, please don't. Oh man. P-Train will have 19 to 21. The big key.
With Butter Sword, of course. Ganon. Superbly easy.
Nice getting the torch glitch with fire rod. That's not so easy.
And we have Loose finishing here. First place on our restream, so long as he makes it up the stairs.
Yeah,
And he finishes in 5th place total out of all the racers at 1 hour, 34 minutes, and 16 seconds.
Yeah, we already knew Rajam was our first finisher. Dracarys was the second finish. Walsh was the third, and Frostbite the fourth finisher. So GG to all of them.
go ahead and see if Elise would like to come in and chat with us here.
Elise is in the waiting room, and there's joined by us now. Hey, Ido, GG.
GG, thank you.
How did you feel about this really, really linear seed? There was literally nothing you could do other than doing what you did.
Oh, well, it was kind of nice, I guess, because you did not have to look everywhere. Though I did some stuff that wasn't really necessary, like Eastern Palace, but oh well, it was still a decent time.
Think of having a double dip miner there.
What I think about that required my double dip, I honestly kind of instinctively knew that it would probably be a required double dip. So just get it over with, right?
You were prepared for the double dip, and so you weren't disappointed when you had to do it. That's fair.
Yeah, especially when I read that hint that hookshot was in Misery Maya, and then I thought like, oh well, time to go on a quest. Time to search the cane. Though it wasn't the cane what I found, but the fire rod.
Yeah, we of course with chat thought about the scenario of hookshot being not so easily available via Adventurers, but unfortunately wasn't like that.
You mean pedestal?
I just put it on Adventurers and have you know it's in Maya. You just can't get it yet.
And we do have Ravis finishing in 8th place at 1 hour, 37 minutes, 17 seconds. Gamer Cal and Wather IV finished in 6th and 7th respectively between Elise and Ravis.
Yeah, and we just got another finisher in Cheer with a 1:38.06 or 05. I can't read it right now.
The vampire stores sleep again. I don't remember what item it is.
That's arrows, multiple arrows. And we are now joined by Ravis, GG, to your 8th place.
Thanks. What about that great hint in Meyer?
Hey, we were hoping for Kane for the hookshot on Vitreous at that point.
Well, that would have been interesting, but I had all items in Meyer already, so couldn't be there. Could have been Fat Fairy though. No, wait, couldn't be.
Well, we knew the hookshot is in Maya, so it can't be in Fat Fairy at that point.
Yeah, right. I was just confused. So, yeah, interesting seed again, huh? This the Ice Palace Swamp. Pendant Ice Palace.
Yeah, you did put that Ice Palace off quite long after you found after you finished Actual Woods.
Yep. Usually when I do a pendant dungeon and I did Eastern and there's nothing coming out, I really want to skip a second pendant dungeon.
Makes sense, but pretty much everyone did the pendant Eastern play. It was logical because you already was there after Palace of Darkness, and with that fruit you would never come back there.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. At that point I had Swamp without hookshot. I could do Desert completely and checkerboard cave and the ledge. So 4 versus 3 items, and yeah, I said, all right, 3 items here. Let's just do it. I don't care if it is not here, just here. So it's all right.
I kind of thought that Eastern Palace would probably be nothing because we found our progression in the flute already behind the bow. But I wanted to be careful, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
it gave you guys another sword, so I guess that was nice.
Yeah, I really hope that there was no sword available otherwise, but there was one on Graveyard Edge.
Yeah, Ravis actually found the gold sword at Eastern Palace because of that.
Yep. So the moment where I was thinking like, oh my god, this seed is gonna screw me over, is the moment when I found the second item in Ice Palace, which turned out to be the mushroom. And I had only this mushroom, one more item in Ice Palace, and this last item in Swamp. So this was definitely the Monka S moment in the seed.
Yeah, I thought I was pretty worried when I saw that mushroom, but I'm glad it was not our progression.
Yeah, we know by now because one of the racers actually gone to left side swamp. That one item in that swamp was the 10 bomb pickup, so that wasn't a thing.
Fair enough. That's always the same with me and the last item I need to find. It's always there where I really don't want to go.
No.
I kind of wanted to go to Ice Palace kind of soon, but it was never available really. Like, we got the fire rod really late, and then I was like, oh, I can go to Skull Woods and clear that one out. And oh, I can do Graveyard Ledge, it's gonna be isolated. And so it turned out that I was kind of late to Ice Palace.
I routed that
Yeah.
Graveyard Ledge before I went up the mountain.
Yeah, wanting to go into Ice Palace early this year was really understandable. You got that Titan Smith quite early, so I really often feel that this indicates either Maya area or Ice Palace quite well.
But on the other hand, we didn't have a fire damage source.
Yeah, we couldn't really go into there. It just didn't work out till very late in the seed.
I mean, honestly, I really was uneasy when I saw, okay, I can dip into 3 different dungeons. I can't full clear any of them, which was Mire, Swamp, and I skipped Skull Woods before. And I didn't really want to go to Mire, but since I was there, I said, all right, we're gonna do this time. We need to find the big key anyway, and maybe we can find something. So at least the hint was pretty good for like, okay, if I have to go into Swamp for the cane, I know where I have to go directly after. If the hookshot would have been on the juice as you wanted to have it, of course.
Not to interrupt here, but looks like Link Force did not go right side to get the Ice Palace big key and is in fact fighting Cold Stare at the moment.
Oh no!
Trying finishing up here.
No.
Yeah, finds out that Kurzer is cane locked, which, of course, interesting if you know the Ice Palace killer shape.
And P-Train does finish in 11th place at 144.23.
Yeah, in between we had AK Dress finishing in 10th place. Looks like we can get P-Train in here for some interview, so let's pull him in. GG P-Train.
GG.
GG.
What do you think about this really linear seed?
About this what?
The seed was really linear. Haven't you seen it?
Yeah, this seed was. I don't know. All in all, I have to say it wasn't terrible. But yeah, I mean, it gave us early boots, which I was grateful for. But other than that, I did my best to mess this one up. This is not my best routing.
We saw that you really liked the woods. You just couldn't use them to their full potential.
I tried hovering a couple times. I just wasn't, honestly, just wasn't feeling it today. My only regret was trying Hookshot Cave so many times. I got baited. I got like halfway across the first gap, like on like my third try, because I was like, all right, this is gonna be my last try. And then I got halfway across the gap. I was like, all right, well maybe one more. Well maybe one more. Well maybe one more. And then finally I was just like, no, I gotta go.
Don't you remember what you said in your tutorial for the hovering? Never do it more than once.
Yeah. And this was the prime reason why. Not only that, but I ended up doing like the biggest time waste, which is going back up to Death Mountain solely to check Hookshot Cave. I did put it off though before Ice Palace. My thought being, Ice Palace has 3 items, Hookshot Cave has 3 items. I can get to the items in Hookshot Cave as fast as I can get to the items in Ice Palace. I mean, unless like Kana Samaria is in the first chest, but just figured I'd give Hookshot a chance before Ice Palace, but that ended up being yet another incorrect call.
Really unfortunate. And another really unfortunate thing is Link was actually not only didn't want to game in Ice Palace, he is right now out of Ice Palace shaking other stuff. So let's hope he goes back into Ice Palace and finds the big key soon.
Yeah, the way I routed Ice Palace was kind of weird. Although I don't know, I usually have 2 ways I run through Ice Palace. The first one is the one I did, and the second one is I go through there the vanilla way, but with the bomb jump. So even if I had done that, I still would have gotten the Kana Samaria probably in my last check. So I'm not terribly worried with that. I am glad that I went to Misery Mire before Swamp. My thought there being that, depending on where the big key is, even in go mode, you can waste a lot of time in Mire and open a lot of chests. So I was hoping that I would find something useful in Mire before having to dive Swamp. Swamp is kind of linear if you're in go mode, so I wanted to put that one off.
Yeah, from our respawn races, we only had one not doing Maya before Swamp Palace. You and Illustrate and Ravis all did that one.
Cool.
Yeah, the 3 of you were pretty in sync at some points. You all ended up in the same dungeons, give or take.
Interesting.
Yeah, I felt like the opening of this seed was pretty linear. The only thing I felt like I might have done differently that other people did was I put off Eastern Palace, but I got to full clear that with the bow later, so I was okay with that, and there wasn't anything valuable in Sahasrara, so I felt like that worked out for me.
The only one that had a bit of different routing at the beginning was Ravis, who came into Ikariku from the south. Otherwise, you 3 had pretty much all the same shapes. Ravis, because of that, was able to benefit from one little nice hint telling him, hey, you might not want to check the purple chest at this point.
Yeah, I think I found that hint right after checking purple chest, so that was fun.
Same for me. I felt betrayed by the
He
game.
was reading the hint as you 2 were turning at him.
Spoilers.
Shout outs to the Misery Mire hint. I thought that one was pretty fun.
Yep.
That was motivating, for sure.
Yeah, I felt really good about diving Mire after that one.
Yeah, it raised our spirits, hoping that we might get the hookshot on Vitreous, having you guys to search for the cane before that.
Oh man, that would have been the ultimate tease. No, I felt like my early game was really good. I felt like my late game was garbage. Like just my executing, my routing, which I don't know. I tend to be hesitant to dive into swamp or I don't know. I've been part of it is just what I've been going through lately. Like I've been burned by Zora and Catfish way too many times lately. So I was hesitant to dive into Crystal, especially Swamp and Mire. I was hesitant to dive into those, not being able to complete them with like Zora and Catfish on the table. I'm like, man, if Catfish has Cane or Hookshot, then that's going to be a bad time for me. So I wanted to get those out of the way before I went dungeon diving, which ended up being a waste of time. I probably shouldn't have done that in hindsight. A hint could have spoiled, what was in the graveyard ledge. Also, I knew that either Zora or the Catfish had a piece of heart. So the check really wasn't worth a whole lot. I just didn't want to get burned by that.
Yeah, you pretty
Funnily
much
enough-
knew that.
If I can say something, funnily enough, for me, it's the other way around. I've been wasting so much time with overworld checks and all that, and I would just try to be sure and check all the overworld stuff, and in the end, it was in the dungeon. I felt it was all along, and so I tried to skip those things like pyramid and catfish. Never checked those, and I wish I would have put off graveyard ledge for a bit more. Because who needs butter anyway?
Like butter is like one of my least favorite late game items to get. Like if you're looking for your go mode item and you found half magic, you're like, oh sweet. If you find tempered sword, you're like, oh sweet. If you find butter, I'm like, man, I really wish this was my go mode item instead.
Yeah, exactly.
So, with some
Okay,
angry
info.
slashes, Link Force finally picked up the King of Samaria, headed back into Mire.
Yeah, he will go through Maya and then to Gen's Tower with a pretty late victory.
I wonder how Jim routed all this stuff. He was way too fast for the seed, for sure.
121. Yeah, that's. I couldn't have done that, I think.
I feel
I don't know,
like
I
Jim
see
has
it.
always a god route for some reason.
I mean, if you followed the items into their dungeons as opposed to clearing overworld, I can see that happening because you would have gotten your flute, and then you would have gone to desert, probably cleared Mire while you were in the area, which would have given you hookshot, and then hookshot led to fire rod, and fire rod led to ice palace with Cane. So
But I mean,
Yeah.
let's be honest. You got the bow on Death Mountain. Obviously, you check the rest of Death Mountain, right? So at least you have to do that. Then you can get your flute. Then you can get your desert thing. And yeah, okay, maybe you're hopping into Maya directly, but he's still got a lot of things open in my eyes. I mean, his execution is pretty much godly, if I have to be honest. But I don't know. He's just a crazy guy who's magnificent in this game, so who cares?
Yeah.
Can't defeat Jim, right? Though, well, there were some races in which I beat him, but it's like, I don't know, 5 to 10% chances at best.
yeah, I made a joke in the qualifier channel. I had a really good qualifier where I god routed and I beat Jim, and I told everyone that the day I beat Jim, I put it on my resume.
So, does that mean you're going for beating Indy next time?
Does that mean what?
Does that mean you're going to try to beat Andy next time?
Oh no, that's not happening. I'm not saying like I'm just being honest with myself. That's not happening. I can't imagine the seed in which I would beat Andy.
So you're going with a few bit smaller steps and starting with crystals before that?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, a lot of people are like, that's one of the appeal of randomizer, right? Is that you can hit the god route and beat people that you would never expect to beat otherwise. But I don't know. I kind of likened it. I could say that I'm good at tennis, and then you're like, oh, okay, you're good at tennis. You should play my friend like Roger Federer or Serena Williams, and you clearly see like, oh, wait a minute. There's actually I can be good at something, but there's still a big gap between me and people who run this professionally, like Andy. So yeah, I mean, I'll give myself like a 1% chance, but the odds of that happening seriously are slim to none.
Yeah, I do love the comment on that from, I think, Kakat, was it? Who just said that difference between the guys that are good and Christos and Andy and co are those guys have the job to be good at games. So yeah, that's just the difference.
Absolutely.
Well, I want to beat them. I will try and improve myself every day, every seed, and maybe get better so that I can beat them consistently at some point one day.
Yeah, just make.
I just want to get to that point where I make them nervous.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for commentating and for tracking, and all you guys in the chat there.
Yeah. I think you guys haven't saw it yet, but there is a vote still going up for the 9 p.m. Lithuanian category. That's still going on for 2 more minutes. So if you want to have a last second swing for your favorite mode, get your votes in. That would be really nice.
We'll get an official announcement as to what the 9 p.m. mode is going to be here in a few minutes as we watch Link Force make his way up to Ganon's Tower. So, P-Train, I have to ask, you did the Dark Magician strat through G-Tower for the big key. What was your thought process when you finally saw where it was?
I don't know. I generally like the right side. Just if I have access to the right side, I do the right side. This was actually my first race giving the Dark Magician a try, and I was excited doing it because there actually wasn't a key on the right side. So the only way you could get to the right side was through the Dark Magician. So I was like, oh man, if this works out, this is going to be huge. And then it didn't work out. So I don't know. I think it's a legitimate strat. I don't know. Usually I go left. Usually I try to go full right, then I go left. And if I don't get the key, I just go left. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I felt like it was a bit of a gamble, but at the same time, I felt like I kind of needed to make time because I literally full cleared the world before go mode. Except for Left Side Swamp. Left Side Swamp was the only thing I left on the map.
Yeah, I personally always feel with the EM strats you need to go full EM, otherwise you lose time if there's something on the left or if there's something on the armors. You can only lose time if you do it that way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm of the opinion like, let's say you do left side first and you get a small key. I'm of the opinion, I'm sorry, right side. Let's say you do right side first and you actually get a small key in one of those 2 chests. I'm of the opinion that skipping right side in that scenario is actually a gamble because it's quick access to 4 chests. Dark Magician, I'm not so sure about because one thing I did feel was that when the right side came up empty, it took me forever to get back on track with the left side. I had to backtrack a lot of my steps, so I don't know. I might just stick with my old strategy for now, but I don't know. It was fun to give it a try at least. Felt exciting.
If I make on that one, Dark Magician is actually going full right, like that you, after the 4 chests, go to Armor's Knights, and then it's still technically quicker than going left side.
Okay. Didn't know that. I thought Dark Magician was just mirroring out of the room.
No, that's Pinkity Rose Threads or whatever you want to call it. I don't know who invented that one, but it's basically a lower variant of that one.
Yeah, I know them as the M thread and full DM thread, with full DM thread being the one where you go full right.
Oh, I know DM strats as just go to Armor's Knights after the chests on the right side, but I'm not sure. Might be different.
Yeah, honestly, that would have been the play here. Would be to go full right after the warp. I was gonna be really aggravated if it was tile room. we were reaching that point.
Well, Twitch chat being Twitch chat, you know what they were all hoping for.
I only Twitch chat. I want also a Tyrone. I want to see it.
And the poll has ended for tonight's Mist Mode. We will be doing inverted.
I feel like they have voted for
Very
inverted a lot.
Inverted is
Yeah.
fun. I wish I could join, but it's a bit too late for me at that point.
People trying to get their practice in for group start.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Any race I have done outside the qualifiers has been absolute garbage. I route, I last location, everything. I execute poorly. I did good during the qualifiers at least, but everything else has just been bad.
Better this way than the
Well,
other way around.
Yeah.
For me, yeah, I had it pretty much the other way around, and even the few that were somewhat good in the races that I didn't did the qualifiers, it was still garbage.
My qualifiers didn't go too well either, but I still managed to qualify. Like the one where I got restreamed, my last one, I ran out of arrows in Ganon's tower, and that cost me like 4 to 5 minutes. And it was a jet seed. Ah, it's always and there's always been dumb stuff happening in my qualifiers. It's incredible.
Link Force getting his big key here. Honestly, you guys had such empty inventories up until super late. It was actually a little bit weird for a seed.
Oh, that's true. Menuing was kind of awkward. Like, I was like, oh, do I have to go left 5 times or so to switch my items? And it was kind of unusual, I guess.
I was completely fine with it. At least no hunt for the ice rod. Ha!
Well, we found the ice rod by now. While P-Train did, it was in the right side of Gensova.
Oh, Peter, and shame on you not doing Trinex.
Yeah.
After
I
going
never
into-
found ether though.
Oh no! Oh, it had to be. Wait, where could ether be? I could.
Probably in Ganon's tower.
It could be
Oh,
Pyramid
yeah, on the way
Berry.
up. I think it's. Oh, it could be Pyramid Fair, yeah. There was a unique item in what was it, Mimic Cave.
Yeah, but it couldn't have been ether.
But you would have needed
Yeah.
to get ether to get to Mimic Cave.
I was just thinking what it could be. I think it could just be like Bloomerang, Bombos.
Bombos, powder, book, blue cane, shovel.
Yeah.
We didn't want that much.
What does it say for shield? Just there's a shield there and there, right?
Some protection in front of you, I think. I'm not quite sure.
Interesting.
Well, I don't know. I
Yes.
found a hint that said a shield is in
A
Ganon's
shield
tower.
is in Ganon's
Yeah,
tower.
right.
Of
So-
course, you guys ended up finding 2 of them.
Yeah, that was I was thinking about. So they should have said you find 2 shields on Ganon's tower.
Hey, I had, I think one of the last races I had where something told me, hey, there's progression there. 7 items in Paradox Cave.
the best kinds of hints are the ones that mislead you. Like if they say, oh, there's a unique item in Ice Palace, and then you find bombos in the first chest, and then it turns out that deeper inside there's the bow or something.
My favorite type of hints are the journal entries, like where you check Graveyard Ledge and then your very next hint tells you what's on Graveyard Ledge, or when you check Purple Chest and your very next hint tells you what's in Purple Chest.
Like to see.
Well, imagine we would have had that hint that there is a unique item in ice. I think I would have dipped out of ice after finding, well, maybe not, after finding the mushroom. I mean, I probably didn't, since I had only one more item in ice, the mushroom and left side swamp, so I would have done that to be safe. But in other cases, I think I would have gambled on. Oh, do you gamble there? I don't know, but saying the mushroom is the spoken item from the hint. So I don't know. What about that Grumble Grumble and Palace of Darkness? I mean, that's a hint, right?
Just telling you what's going on in the basement of Palace of Darkness.
Yeah.
So Palace of Darkness is in fact a monster, and we are in its stomach.
It feels like
Sounds
sometimes.
a little too Ocarina of Time to me. Walking around in the belly of something. Walking around the belly of a tree. Now we're in the belly of a fish.
For getting the 19th heart out of that last chest in Genna's Tower with that little nice heart piece. That's a nice little thank card in there, pretty much.
It's true. With 19 hearts, red mail, red shield, silvers, butter.
Don't
Should
forget
be a
the
fairly
four,
next few minutes for him.
don't forget the important item, the Wagnet, making everything easier.
Getting some bad geometry placement here, unfortunately.
Yeah, this Aghanim placement was really not fun to see. It really was a challenge to for all of you guys to get something good going. Those Aghanims are really out of sync.
Takes him down.
Can't start cutting down that bed before he's in the pyramid. Got some spreads before that.
Oh yeah. Chat pointing out that this was a very healthy and very safe seed.
Yeah, we are seeing pretty much 17 hearts on between 17 hearts on Ravis and 16 hearts on Illos with, well, you see the collection rates around 160, which is quite healthy for me, in my opinion. Because 4.5 hearts really needs to look out that he doesn't get damaged too hard anymore.
Took some
Yes.
fire bats to the face there from the looks of it.
Yeah, taking the cape to be safe is a good idea. And yes, we did found the Silver Swamp Palace area on it.
Alrighty, getting the torch glitch, popping a potion. Just for safety reasons, always a good thing.
There we
Oh,
go, the
man.
pig is down.
Lake Force officially finishing in 16th place at 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 12 seconds.
Yeah, that he is our second to last runner still running. But I think he finished, he wasn't last, so GG's to him. In the meantime, we did have magnificent finishing in 12th, Chelsea excellent in 13th, Etium in 14th, Claris.com in 15th, Linkos of course in 16th, and right now Shannon in 17th place. GG to all of them. That the race is finished. Let's see that we can get him into our chat for a little interview. Hello, Link for GG.
Hey, GG. Thank you.
What did you thought about the seed? It didn't really work out for you, right?
Can you repeat that again? Sorry.
What did you thought about the seed? It didn't really work out for you that great in the end.
Canis Mario. I didn't like that. Because there's a lot of hints pointing towards Turtle Rock, Genie Canis Mario, and then I skipped that chest. And I was mad.
Yeah, we are wondering how you did for codes there without checking the big chest beforehand, and yeah, you unfortunately just skipped it.
Yeah, I took a gamble. I was wondering if last item was on Cold Stare, and then I forgot Hookshot Cave, so then I went there, and then realized that it was back in Ice Palace.
But wasn't that how did you felt about the seed? Like you felt you executed nice and everything?
Yeah, overall, I thought the seed was very nice. It's probably the fastest time I've had so far.
You did improve your PB on standard mode by over 20 minutes.
Yeah, which I'm happy with.
Trust me, I'm still up there after trying to give him the 2 hours too, man.
Yeah, it just takes a lot of practice and just knowing the logic and then executing well, especially on bosses.
Well, GG. I think we're going to wrap this one up. You got some last few words before we are finishing?
No, that's pretty much it.
We are restreaming tonight's 9 p.m. in miscellaneous mode, which was decided as inverted. We'll see everyone back here at 9 p.m. tonight with another set of commentaries and trackers.
Yeah. Goodbye, everyone. See you next time.